how we can determine which kind of, you can say, the potential gradient, like which kind of gradient you will get in your mass transfer. This kind of thing we have discussed, and we also talk about how we can differentiate convective and diffusive mass transfer, molecular diffusion and eddy diffusion, and we have already discussed that how the mass transfer will occur by convection or by the phase change. Okay, this thing we have discussed, and today we will talk. We want to add. I want to add few things in your that as per your course is concerned, like how the mass transfer it is related to your biotechnology or biotech subject. Correct? Okay. So today, as from the beginning of the class, I we were discussing about that one thing you have to keep in mind how you will design a bioreactor like CSTR or mixed flow reactor. So you have to determine each and every property like temperature, pressure, and how the mass transfer will occur, how the liquid will flow inside will occur, and all the property will determine to achieve better product quality or to enhance the production. Okay, these things we have discussed in fluid mechanics, in heat transfer, and in mass transfer. But mass transfer little bit part is pending, like how it is related to your topic. Correct? How the Fick's law or the mass transfer, or you can say the diffusion like eddy diffusion or molecular diffusion, how it is related to your subject. Okay, so we will, and one more thing we have already discussed, that like uh, we have discussed two examples, like how you can differentiate molecular diffusion with convective diffusion. Okay, just keep this in mind, both are different things. Okay, this thing we have discussed. So today we will talk about that how this subject is related to your that curriculum, your engineering part. Okay, so now you just read this all the steps. I will directly go to the picture. Now you can see this is the complete picture. If you want to scale up the problem for biotechnology people, if they are doing generally they are doing experiment in pipettes or in small volume reactor like 5 ml, 6 ml, 10 ml, and then after if their experiment are 100% correct and they are getting very good results, then they are trying to scale up from pipette to flask like this, then flask to bioreactor, then bioreactor to pilot plant scale, and then it will go to the industrial level. These are the few steps generally you have to follow to scale up the any kind of bioreactor, any kind of bioreactor. I will talk about very famous AB fermentation, like ABE fermentation. Okay, in the fermentation what you are doing, you are first growing your microorganism in the ferment. You are doing any kind of fermenter broth. Okay, you are mixing all the things like minerals, glucose, sucrose, each and everything you are providing to microbe. It is growing and there it is producing three kind of compounds, these three compounds. This all the three compound ABE fermentation, it will be depend on your which kind of microorganism you are using. So this particular part you are saying which kind of microorganism, then this particular portion comes here. Now I am highlighting this from 1 to like biochemical, second will be your animal tissue, third will be the part of animal chromosome. Okay, then gen cut from chromosome, this thing all the biological part. Okay, this thing means what you are doing, you are first of all you are determining which kind of microorganism you will choose to get product. Okay, this particular portion, then again if there is any possibility, then recombinant plasmid you will do, and then here insertion into microorganism, means these are whole term from 1 to 12, from 1 to 11. This is related to your part, means how you will increase, how you can modify the composition of your microorganism, or how you will select to get good product. Okay, this thing. from 1 to 11. Okay, you want to produce ABE fermentation, you want to do this kind of product, ABE compound, and you have selected one microorganism. Okay, then what will be the next step? Like you have started your experiment like 5 ml or 10 ml, any kind of flask, very small flask, like 5 ml, 10 ml, it is nothing. And you will get in microliters of this compound because you have chosen very small amount of your fermenter broth. Okay, you have added very little bit amount of your your substrate. You can say glucose or minerals which is required to grow your microorganism. Okay, then you have got, let me give example. Okay, I'm giving one example. What are the possibility and what are the problem you have to face when you will do a scale up? If you have taken 10 ml of flask, okay, 10 ml of reaction volume into a flask, and you are getting 0.5 ml, I'm taking example, 0.5 ml of acetone, 0.5 ml of butanol, and 0.5 ml of ethanol. Okay, only 0.5 ml means if you are taking 10 ml of your fermenter broth, or you can say your reaction volume, then you are getting only total 1.5 ml of your product, means 9.5 remaining part, like 9.5, it is not a waste, but you are not getting too much product. Okay, okay, you did some calculation. Okay, you want to scale up this process and you are looking for larger volume. You have taken 5 ml, you have scaled up to 1 liter. Then you have to do the, you will expect that if 5 liter it is giving this kind of product, when you will scale up, it will give similar kind of product. Like ratio should be same. 10 gives 0.5 ml. So here I am assuming that 100 ml, 1000 ml, it can give 10 ml of or 5 ml of acetone. I'm writing 10 ml, 10 ml of butanol and 10 ml of ethanol. But it is not necessary that you will get the same quality and same concentration of the product. Then there is something misunderstanding, or there is some kind, you can say, the experience part, so that you are not achieving the same kind of scale up product. Okay, when you have scaled up your product from particular a beaker to a particular reactor like this, from flask, this is your flask, to your any kind of bioreactor, then you are expecting that it will give the same kind of product concentration, and that generation of the concentration of any kind of biological compound should be same. But it is not correct. Why it is not correct? Because there are a lot of parameter it is required to control into your reaction system. First, let me give, whenever you will choose flask, means you are applying some kind of external source of agitation to that fermenter broth to grow microorganism. Means you are applying external source of, you can say, the mechanical stirring or agitation. Okay, but here what you are doing, you are adding internally to increase the mass transfer. Here now you can see this is the agitator you have applied, it will circulate, rotate, and it will enhance the mass transfer. Okay, same. And here what you are doing, you are sparging a little bit amount of oxygen at a time, or when it was required. But here what you are doing, you are continuously providing oxygen. Okay, so there is a lot of things, like you have to tune the parameters, you have to change the composition, you have to change the parameter according to, based on your production yield, you have to change it. Okay, now, so here you have got few parameter, like here you have studied temperature, pressure, concentration of your glucose, how much should be the agitation speed, I'm writing A, agitation speed. Okay, this thing you have got. But here a lot of things, similar kind of parameter will be there, but you have to study thoroughly that how the mass transfer and diffusion will take place. Here at this particular point, you have to determine each and every parameter, each and every steps of calculation, how much would be the length of this that agitator rod, that it should maintain a continuous flow or continuous mixing or turbulence into your reaction system. So you have to design and you have to study this thing also. Okay. Okay, you did experiment in your bioreactor and you have got some kind of product. So you want to use for larger volume, like here you have used the 5 liter and you want to use here 1000 liter. What you will do, you are expecting that the amount which you are adding as a raw material and it is producing some kind of product, and you are expecting that it will give the same quality and same quantity of the product when you will scale up the process like 1000 liters. But it is not necessary that you will get the same kind of product. Okay, so for that, now the biochemical engineering comes here. Generally people, what they are doing, either tune the parameter or they are applying some or they are changing like microorganism structure or their property, or they are doing some means they are changing the genomic structure or whatever they are doing. A lot of things that can be done to enhance the production. Okay, this is little bit about scale up the process. Now same thing it is happening for industrial part as well. Okay, so for that, if you want to scale up the process, definitely you should know the how the fluid will flow into that reactor and which kind of flow like turbulence or laminar it is required to your particular reaction system, because here you have externally applied the the agitator, but here you have applied the inside that agitator. Okay, so there will be the difference between the product, but if you are looking for same quality and quantity of the product, so you have to tune all the parameter based on your experience and based on your fundamental knowledge. Okay, so this thing it is related to your how you will approach from laboratory scale to your industrial scale. Okay, these things are the steps. Like after that, what you will do if after the 15, if you will get the product, you will study the recovery, or you can do you can purify your product. At the end, you will pack. Okay. Now, the second question comes here, like how the diffusion it is taking place into your bioreactor or bioprocess engineering. Okay, it is very important that you have to read that thing also. Like I will all the thing we have discussed, but I will give the little bit brief glimpse of that. Like these are, let me read few lines. These are the some area of the bioprocessing where diffusion plays a major role. First will be your scale of mixing. Okay, mixing means you are mixing two kind of product and you are increasing the turbulence. And what is the role of turbulence? Turbulence increase the diffusion from one medium to the another medium, solid to liquid, liquid to liquid, or gas to liquid. It will be depend on your system, which kind of system you are dealing with. Okay, the turbulence in the fluid produced bulk mixing on a scale equal to the smallest eddy size. Okay, means it is saying the small eddy size it will produce in term of your turbulence. The mixing on a molecular scale therefore rely on diffusion as the final step in the mixing process. Okay, means by mixing you are increasing the mass transfer. Second will be like solid phase reaction. Okay, this is little bit tricky. I will discuss this thing, don't worry, because whenever you are adding any kind of microorganism or microbe, there the solid thing will come into that picture, and around that we already discussed, like here will be the semi-permeable membrane, means a small particle or fluid can transfer around the surface. So the consumption of glucose or minerals which will be present around the cell, it will be necessary in the growth and the product quality as well. Okay, so this thing it is very important. Like solid phase reaction in the biological system, reactions and sometimes mediated by catalyst. Here the word it is called as the biocatalyst, correct? In a solid form, like your films of cell, and by immobilized enzyme and cell particles. When the cell or microorganisms are clumped together into a solid particle, substrate must be transported into the solid before reaction takes place. Okay. Now the second will be your mass transfer across phase boundaries. Mass transfer between phases occur often in bioprocessing. Oxygen transfer, sorry, from gas bubble to fermenter growth, penicillin recovery from aqueous to organic liquid, and glucose uptake from liquid media into mold pellet are typical examples. Okay, these are example, and this thing we have already discussed. Okay, like same thing, because if you deal with your cells, it is homogeneous in nature. Sorry, it is solid in nature, not homogeneous. Heterogeneous system will be there. So you have to determine, you have to study how the mass transfer and diffusion will takes place from solid to liquid and liquid to solid. Okay, here I want to recall few things, like we have already discussed convective mass transfer. Okay, convective means something will be moving. In the convective heat transfer, we read that convective means something will be moving. One system for heat transfer, it should be like that. Means this particular, if your this is your solid boundary, yeah, this is your solid boundary, then fluid it is flowing from here to here, then the profile will be like that. Okay, in this direction it is moving here, liquid it is moving in this direction, this will be the boundary condition like that. Okay, same thing convective mass transfer. The term convective mass transfer refer to mass transfer occurring in the presence of bulk fluid motion. Molecular diffusion will occur whenever there is whenever there is a concentration gradient. Okay. However, if the bulk fluid is also moving, the overall rate of mass transfer will be higher due to contribution of convective current. Okay. This thing I am reading, just you go through, I will circulate the notes, just read once. Why I am reading, I will discuss why I am reading, because here the term comes how you will correlate between solid and liquid, liquid and solid, and gas and liquid. Okay, this thing you have to study today, because this is very important whenever you will solve the diffusivity problem for your system, for your bioreactor. Okay, the rate of mass transfer is directly proportional to area available for transfer and the driving force for the transfer process. You see, the transfer rate proportional to your transferred area and your driving force. If you will open this or you will apply equal to, then here will be the mass transfer coefficient. This thing we have discussed, correct? Na is equal to Ka delta C, Cab minus Cai. Now, this is the fundamental, or you can say the basic expression to go further to categorize or to study for a gas liquid, solid liquid, and liquid liquid, whatever system you want to use. Here I have highlighted few points, like in bioprocessing, three mass transfer situations that involved multiple phase are liquid solid mass transfer, liquid liquid mass transfer between immiscible solution, and gas liquid mass transfer. Correct? So we will start from liquid solid, how it is coming and why we are reading. The mass transfer between a moving fluid and a solid is important in biological process in a variety of applications. Transport of substrate of to solid surface like your cell or enzyme catalyst have already been mentioned. The absorption of molecule onto the surface, such as chromatography, require transport from liquid phase to a solid, liquid solid mass transfer. It is also important in crystallization, as molecule move from the liquid to phases of the growing crystals. Okay, just you read, I will discuss directly what is the concept behind that. What it is saying, if you have, this is the solid boundary like your cell, and here will be the liquid film. We have seen that how the concentration gradient it will be look like, correct? Here will be your solid, then around the solid here will be little film of your that liquid, correct? This thing will be called as liquid film. And why it is why it is important and why we are looking for this kind of system. Because here, as we already seen in your in the earlier class, this particular portion will be turbulent, but here will be no turbulence. This is called as the film theory we have discussed, correct? Here will be so much turbulence into your system, but around the surface, around the solid surface, here will be no turbulence. Due to that, here will be diffusion will occur. Due to diffusion, the transport will occur. This thing we have already discussed, and you just check this picture. This concentration gradient, concentration gradient, from here to here it is a straight line, but here it is curve like structure, correct? Just keep in your mind, it is similar to your heat transfer, because we have studied in heat transfer. If you have any kind of body, any kind of, if it is your slab, the if the temperature it is very high here T1, and you are looking for here how it will be look like, here will be it like that, but here will be little curve. This thing we have already discussed. Okay, here will be curve, and then after it will be a straight line. Why curve? Due to the formation of film. Now you can see film, and film can also act as also act as an resistance. Okay, just keep this thing in your mind. Now you can see the curve structure like that, but it will be occur only around the film, only around the film. But if you're talking about, now you can see here, this is your completely slab. Okay, complete slab. Now the see the profile, it will be a straight line. Okay, inside the body it will be a straight line for the heat transfer. But whenever you will talk about convective term, or you can say there will be any kind of film, then this kind of curve will be there. Okay, now this equation, you know, Na is equal to KACAB minus CAI. This thing you can easily determine. Okay, this is very simple for your liquid solid. But when you will talk about liquid means you will get the two films, correct? Two film. Now you can say this is your one film, another one, this is your another film. Okay, now what you are doing, this is your organic film and this is aqueous film. Now see the gradient, it is like that. And as I already told in the film theory, here will be diffuse, the turbulent system will be there, but around the film here will be diffusion, will be the transporting process from one position to the another position. Okay, due to the diffusion, species will transfer from this position to this position, or this position to this position. Okay, yaad rakhna please. Okay, this will be expression, same thing you have to write. How you will write? Na1 here will be different, here will be different. Na1 is equal to KL1 multiplied by A is your area, CA1. Now this CA1 minus CAI, CA, this particular portion, because we are looking for this particular reason. Okay, same thing you can write for this film also, but here you have to determine how you will determine in term of overall that the diffusion coefficient, overall diffusion. Overall, why it is required? Overall it is required because you are looking for whole system. One system, or you can say one equation, it is not sufficient, or the one mass transfer coefficient, it is not sufficient. Here the diffusion will take place from this particular region and this particular region. Okay, then you have to determine overall. How you will determine overall? Here the one term called as the distribution coefficient, or you can say it is partition coefficient. This term, you have to determine this thing at your equilibrium position. Equilibrium. How? In this picture, you are claiming that at this region, here should be equilibrium condition. But how you will achieve that equilibrium condition? To achieve the equilibrium condition, you have to either add some kind of constant which determine the concentration, or you can say which tells us about the concentration gradient on this particular region, because we are interested at this particular region. And you already claiming how you are claiming. If you have one box and there is small partition, A concentration it is higher here and B concentration it is higher here. This is your semi-permeable membrane. Okay, semi-permeable membrane means A can easily cross here and B can easily cross here. There is a transport, okay, transport of the species only, like your NaCl. If you will add here NaCl, your salt, NaCl, namak, and if you will add here KCl, and here the concentration of Na plus will be very high. Please listen carefully. And here the K concentration will be very high. K plus. Here Na concentration will be very high. Then what will happen? The Na concentration or Na molecule will transport from this direction to this direction. And you are claiming here chloride concentration here will be same as here. You have added 1 gram of NaCl, 1 gram of KCl. Okay. And you are claiming chloride concentration is same. Then only what will be remaining? Your Na. Na you are claiming here concentration of Na is higher. Here K concentration it is very high. So what will happen? The Na will transport from this direction to this direction. And K will transport from this direction to this direction. But after some time, or after 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 200 days, what will happen? There will be some kind of equilibrium. What does that mean? Equilibrium means there is no concentration gradient. But the term, how you will signify or how you will determine, how you will quantify that this particular region, or you can say this semi-permeable membrane, it is showing the equilibrium condition. So what people they are doing, they have added one term called as the partition coefficient. If you read the thermodynamics, this is very useful if you are deriving for any kind of expression, fundamental expression, okay, in thermodynamics. Okay, so what people they are adding? Partition coefficient means the concentration of this particular region, this compound and this compound will be same. Now see what we have written here. At the interface, Ca1i divided by Ca2i. Okay, I think you have got what I am saying. Okay, after that what you have to do? You have to do the little bit rearrangement, like you just determine the concentration of CaI, you will get this expression. Just put this expression here and you will get equation like that and like that. After that what you have to do? You have to do the rearrangement and you have to solve. After solving all the solving, you have to just focus on the fundamental thing. Okay, like this is partition coefficient. What is partition coefficient? And see just how the derivation he did. Okay, now after that just these were the rearrangement. Just multiply and divide. Just do it. You can do it. This is very simple. And what they did, they have converted into this particular format. Now you can see this particular format. What they did? They have added one term which is called as the overall mass transfer coefficient. Overall mass transfer coefficient, KLA1. Overall mass transfer coefficient he has added. That's it. And based on that expression, now you can see, based on that expression, he can easily quantify how much will be the overall mass transfer coefficient at the interface. And this overall mass transfer coefficient, it correlate both, like your mass transfer coefficient of A and mass transfer coefficient of B, or you can say the second compound. Okay, now you can see you have got the overall mass transfer coefficient, which is required whenever you will talk about liquid. Okay, now then we will talk about gas liquid. Same thing you have to do, but here you are adding gas. Here you can see this particular region, it is gas, and this particular reason it is liquid. Equation will be same, everything will be same, but here they have mentioned in term of G. Now you can see in term of G, NaG is equal to AgA CAG minus CAGI. Same thing for your liquid. And just as I already told, liquid and gas liquid, it will behave like a same thing, liquid only. Then what you have to do, you have to rearrange, you have to determine the partitioning coefficient, same thing, partitioning coefficient, and you have to determine the overall mass transfer, or you can say the overall gas transfer coefficient. Now you can see overall for the liquid mass transfer, overall for gas mass transfer. Okay, this is the whole derivation. Okay, I think you have got little bit idea why we are discussing about convective mass transfer, because convective mass transfer, it is required whenever you have two kind of system. One will be moving, another one will be not moving. But what is happening here? Here you are getting two interface like solid liquid, liquid, and your gas liquid. So it is very important that how you can determine the overall mass transfer coefficient for a particular system. Okay.